Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys an update to my Silver Thorn deck profile for October 2014. I actually just got around to finishing it. For some reason, no one at my locals was able to pull or get Venus Luquier. I think we had more Glendios pulled than her, but finally got around to getting the last of her, so I'll show you guys the deck profile. Let's go ahead and get started. For grade 3s, I run 4 Silver Thorn Dragon Tamer Luquier. Her limit break is awesome. That's pretty much all I can say at first. CB3 to choose one of each different grade from your soul, call them the rear guard. It fills up field consistency almost as easy as her cross ride Venus Luquier, which is what I run 4 of as well. I like to think of this Pale Moon deck as pretty much the Dark Zone version of Gold Paladins, just because of how fast and consistent they can fill up their rear guards, along with the original Luquier's plus 3,000 for every rear guard called on the turn that she's the Vanguard. Venus Luquier, you counterblast 2, soul charge 2, choose a number of up to 5 grades from your soul that equal up to 6 and call them to rear guards. So with Venus, you can call out possibly 1 grade 3, 1 grade 2, 1 grade 0, and 1 grade 1, because that sums up to 6. Or you can go 2 grade 2s, 2 grade 1s, and a grade 0, and that'll equal out to 6 as well. A lot of different combos. You can go 2 grade 3s, 2 grade 0s, or 3 grade 0s if you wanted. Like I said, so many different options you can work with. Field consistency for just 2 counterblasts, and that's what I like about it being 2 counterblasts. So if you wanted to, you could get off Luquier's effect and then hers if you wanted, if you weren't able to consistently keep the field swarm, because let's say your opponent was kept on killing your rear guards if you're playing Kagero or Narukami. Whatever, making those 2 cards very viable and vital in the deck. For grade 2s, I run 4 Silver Thorn Tamer Mauricia. She puts a lot of early game pressure with her Counterblast 1 ability. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if you have a Pale Moon Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card with Silver Thorn from your soul and call it to rear guard, and at the end of the turn put it into your soul. I like the ability because it fights the lock. Yes, it's going to call rear guard and then call it back into the soul, so it can't be, locked or retired by a Kagero or Narukami effect. A lot of different things. And if you can get 2 of her out consistently on the field and you have a pretty well built up soul, your opponent's going to really have to guard if they don't want extra attacks or extra possible boosters coming out for your Vanguard or already said rear guards that you have. Plus, I also run for the 12k attacker, Silver Thorn Rising Dragon. Just with all the soul charging you can do in this deck, it's very easy to get him into the soul and then out to the rear very fast. And 3 of the 10k attacker, Silver Thorn Marionette, Lillian. Going back and forth between using 3 of this or the new Bear card that came out in BT15. Right now, I like Lillian pretty much because she is that 10k body, so she's a pretty good ride target. All the other ones, aside from Mauricia, because it's a Vanguard or rear guard effect, just being able to sit at a 10k body for your grade 2 turn really helps if your opponent decides to put out the pressure with their attacks. And for grade 1s, I run 4 of the Silver Thorn Assistant, Zelma, or how do you say the name? Zima. It's the purple trapezes for the deck. That was the biggest concern when I was running this deck before with Luquier Reverse, because you kind of wanted to use a full Silver Thorn deck, and with purple trapezes it made that a little difficult because I would use the abilities that would check the top 2 cards for a soul charge. I would get purple trapezes and I would be able to do nothing with it. But with Silver Thorn Assistant, it makes it a lot easier. Plus she's a 7k, so it's a lot better than the 6k Silver Thorn purple trapezist for this deck. Plus I also run 3 Silver Thorn Assistant Irina. Her ability is when she is placed on Vanguard or rear guard circle, you can check the top 2 cards of your deck and choose a card with Silver Thorn in its name and put it in your soul. Put the rest on the bottom of the deck. She's great because you can reuse her ability if you call her from the soul. Great early ride target because of that soul buildup. And plus, everything else that you don't want that's unneeded goes right to the bottom of the deck. And I also run 3 of the 10k attacker, Silver Thorn Breathing Dragon. Just a good call target from the soul. Good booster. Later on, if you intercept with the unit it was boosting, it can attack on its own, kill rear guards. Plus 4 of the perfect guards, Silver Thorn, Hypnus, Hypnos, Lydia, sorry about that. Biggest problem with the perfect guard is at times when I check the top, it's either I'm going to put a Silverthorn trigger into the soul, I'm going to put the Silverthorn perfect guard in the soul, or I'm going to put nothing in the soul. Most of the time I will put in the perfect guard because wasting a trigger just for a soul charge, this is a better booster overall if I really need to come down to that. And for grade zeros, I run the new starter, Silverthorn Beast Tamer Emil. Her effect is pretty standard. Put it in the soul, check the top 5 cards of your deck, search for one grade 3, 2, and 1 with Silverthorn's card name, and put them into your soul. She's awesome. It gets Luquier into the soul earlier, so you don't need to cross-ride your Venus. You can already be at 13k body with Luquier in the soul. And you do minus yourself with the starter because you don't really gain anything until late game, but it's still so worth it because you're going to be able to call 3 units very easily. Because the biggest concern with Pale Moons before was getting that soul, and Emil really helps with that consistency. And then for triggers, I run 8 crits. I run 4 of the Silverthorn, 4 Poison Juggler, the one where you put in the soul plus 3,000. And then for draws, I run 4 of the Silverthorn draw trigger, Hatasha, and 4 of the heals, Silverthorn, Juggler, Hadia. So yep, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia.